Today is expected to be the final day of rainfall in South Australia's far north as a major operation is underway to get supplies to communities cut off by floodwaters. Sky News reporter Joel Philp is in Coober Pedy. Joel, talk us through the plans to help people who are stranded and isolated right now.
Kieran, well, here in Coober Pedy, you can't get here by road at the moment, but you can fly in. And that's what the ADF has been doing over the past few days. We've seen 8 ADF flights land here, carrying with them in total 20 tonnes of supplies. And emergency workers have been here offloading those supplies and bringing them to the local community so they're stocked up for the time being. But the real challenge is places further north of here, the AP Widelands, Oodnadatta, Williams Creek, where someone's been riding a canoe down the main street. And those are areas where they don't have a really large runway that an ADF Spartan military plane can land on. So what they're doing at the moment is trying to find planes to get food out to Indigenous communities and pastoralists on remote properties. It could involve using helicopters at this stage, but exactly how is not clear because really the spider network of roads across the state is effectively cut off for now because of these floodwaters. The Premier seems particularly concerned about those communities further north and threats of further flooding. Take a listen.
My advice from the State Emergency Centre, from the SES Chief Officer and from SAPOL who are looking after this project is that we really do need to be very clear that it is still a dangerous situation with more rainfall which is forecast. We have deteriorating conditions. We have road facilities which we're not sure of at the moment. Look, we're going to be doing everything we can to get that road re-established as quickly as possible, but it is going to take some time, and the situation there is deteriorating because of the heavy rainfall. These are really extraordinary situations. I saw yesterday one commentator that was saying that this was a 1 in 200 year event.
Kieran, I spoke to the Bureau of Meteorology about that rainfall that has been forecast, and thankfully they're no longer expecting a massive downpour of up to 120 mils along the state's border. They say it's probably between 15 to 30 mils now in that northeast corner of the state, and thunderstorms northeast of Moomba. They're expecting the weather system to head further northeast into Queensland from here, but that does mean the threat of rain has really subsided for SA. We can be heading back towards normal summer weather, and the threat continues though, of course, food supplies and floodwaters for these communities. Now, of course, hopefully we'll get some more supplies sent out to them in the coming days. But when it comes to those floodwaters, the real amount of rain that landed here that's blocked off Coober Pedy is far south of here, around Glendambo. And I can tell you the flight heading over, it looked absolutely incredible. An inland sea where it looked more like a painting than a landscape, and all of those typically distinguishable features that locals would be able to tell where they were, they simply couldn't tell where they were on this flight over. So an incredible set of scenes here. And of course, further up on the AP Widelands, at least 8 schools have not been able to return to face-to-face learning at the moment as the challenge continues for those communities. And we'll see indeed what occurs out there and whether they can get any further communication.